We continue to follow a developing story from this morning. Our Shams Charania reported that Giannis is, quote, open-minded about exploring whether his best long-term fit is remaining in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere. So let's just take a closer look at the current state of the Bucks, because at the trade deadline, they dealt franchise cornerstone Chris Middleton to the Wizards in a deal that netted them Kyle Kuzma and got them below that dreaded second apron. And then Damian Lillard, he missed the final month of the regular season and game 1 of their series against the Pacers with a blood clot in his right calf. And in game 4, he tore his Achilles, unfortunately, which puts his availability for all of next season in jeopardy as well. And that all led to the Bucks bowing out in round 1, despite an incredible series from Giannis. He went for 33 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists per game in the 5-game loss. So joining us now, our senior front office insider, Bobby Marks, who's in Chicago for the draft lottery. Bobby, now that Giannis is, quote, open to exploration, that's according to Shams, what's next for Milwaukee?
Well, I think, Malika, in the next, at least month here, you are gauging the market as far as how this roster can improve around Giannis. And when you meet with him, you're basically giving him the blueprint, whether that 2031 or 2032 first-round pick can turn into a player, whether Kyle Kuzma's contract can turn into another player. But here's the thing, Malika. The concern for me comes back to that Damian Lillard injury. If Lillard was healthy right now, we're probably not having this conversation. But as we know, he's owed $54 million next season, and we don't know when he's going to play. I think, Malika, they are going to play with fire if they are going to sell Giannis on a gap year here. And I think when you look at the Giannis equation, these are basically the 4 check boxes as far as what you are looking to get: draft assets, young players, sizable contracts. And if you're the team that's trading for him, if he does become available, are you still a win-now roster? That's the most important thing here.
Okay, so keeping all of that in mind, though, Giannis hasn't demanded or asked for a trade. Let's bring Brian back into this conversation, because I'm still not putting it past. I don't know that this isn't. He isn't gone, right? So what chance do you give him that he stays in Milwaukee?
It's non-zero, because we know that Giannis is very closely bonded to the organization, and he's worked and shown trust in the organization both ways repeatedly over the last decade. Having said that, the gap year thing, there's a big giant hole in that. They don't control their draft pick. So even if they were able to just sort of retrofit, and Giannis maybe took it a little easy for a year, like we saw with Steph Curry situation out in Golden State after he had an injury and they had injuries on their roster, they got a top pick out of that. The Bucks don't have that option. So it's just like Bobby said, a very hard sell. But you have to respect the relationship Giannis has with that team and that city.
Right. It seems like most superstars, when we talk about staying an entire career with a franchise, of course you think of the Kobe Bryants or even the Steph Currys who win 4 or 5 rings, or Michael Jordan with a single franchise. But much more likely, it's 0 or 1. It's a Dirk Nowitzki type of situation when you look at that. And so I think that that's also something that Giannis is going to have to weigh here, whether or not he's looking for the chance at multiple with a different team, or if it's sticking with Milwaukee for a chance to try to win another one, but already knowing he has one under his belt. Bobby, thank you so much for laying all of that.
I'm on fire. It's NBA,